Welcome to Club Nintendo. I'm here with Jason Novak to discuss his favorite gaming experiences from 2017 and
How's
some
it,
other stuff. Welcome, Jason.
how's it going, Tim?
Good, good. Long time no speak.
Yeah, long time no speak, see, talk, whatever.
Yeah. So, the Switch came out this year, Jason, or last year, I guess it is now. It's
Yeah,
2018.
phenomenal. I mean, it's glad to see Nintendo back in form.
Yeah, could you imagine back a year ago before the Switch came out, us today seeing like Dark Souls and Doom and all that
You know,
amazing
I
stuff
know,
coming to it.
I know a lot of the big stuff coming out this year is ports, but boy, they're hitting the right ports, and I'm really interested in this year going forward too.
Yeah, there's some substantial ports and like some big titles.
Yes,
And Wolfenstein too. That's a pretty new game. And
yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how that compares, graphically, fidelity wise to the standard Wolfenstein.
I have
But
Doom, and Doom looks phenomenal. I have Doom on PS4. It looks better on PS4, but it's no eyesore on Switch. I'll put it that way.
Do you prefer playing in docked or handheld mode with that?
I've not tried handheld yet. I've just tried the TV. I'm gonna try handheld at some point soon.
Okay. Well, yeah, actually, truth be told, I very rarely plug my Switch up to the big screen. It's just such a curl up and play system for me.
Yeah, exactly. And I've. Sorry, the dog.
Yeah, I
So there's
apologize.
background noise. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm not sure I'll edit that out or try. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. But I have less and less TV time to myself these days, and it's great to be able to have Switch where you don't need the TV to play, and it's great.
Yeah, kind of getting a family going. I understand the you
Yeah,
get less
yeah.
and less gaming time.
Yeah, it's like the PS4s they're hooked up. Like I haven't turned the Xbox One. It randomly every like 3 weeks will just turn on. There's no interaction with it. I'm not touching it. The Connect's not plugged in, so there's no like chance that that's doing it. It's just got a mind of its own. I don't know. It's like
Yeah,
turn me on. Yeah,
mine's been handed down a generation because I use that so rarely. So
yeah. It's like turn me on. I need an update. Oh gosh. So yeah, Switch had a phenomenal year last year, and I think I was certainly surprised at how well it did. I thought it, coming from Wii U, it's like how did this happen? It
yeah,
was
I
amazing.
isn't it in Japan that they've already surpassed the lifetime sales of the Wii U?
Pretty sure.
And yeah, it's the Wii U. Its selection of games, both retail and indie, has just been phenomenal. I have the because you know me, I prefer physical. Well, I bought the special edition Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild that comes with the carrying case, and I'm down to a handful of slots left to put cartridges in there. I mean, this is the most games I've had for a system in its first year out of anything.
Yeah, I almost had my 200 or 256 gigabyte card filled up. I'm
Gonna have
mostly
to
digital, as you know.
gonna have to get you a 400 or the new 500
Yeah,
gig card.
I think it'll be easy enough to the archive system on Switch is so solid. Like you don't forget that you don't have that software, and the archiving works well, and save data is safe. So the archive, I think, could get most people by on like a 256 card for their whole system life. Is my
Well,
impression. Yeah.
it's not difficult to swap cards, is it? I mean, like you could
Yeah, it's
have
just a pain because it's like, oh, which of my
yes,
two SD cards is that game on? And it's just I think it's more of a pain, but I'd rather archive I think than deal with two SD cards because you can't have folders.
different
If you
on
could have a
some
folder,
things.
you could have this is SD card one folder. It's like
Actually, that
no,
would be a great idea.
yeah, yeah. But anyways, but yeah, Switch great first year, and we got a Xenoblade in year one. Jason, can you believe it?
You know what? A lot of other people have mentioned it, but the fact that we got everything promised with no slippage, no release dates, year one. I mean, I had a standing bet going with you that Xenoblade wasn't
You
going to make
did
it in
because
America.
X was a late release for Wii U. So how the heck did they do that and help with Zelda in that same time? It's
I got
phenomenal.
no, yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and you really should have taken me up on it
I should have.
because
I was confident, but I wasn't super. I was mostly confident.
I'm not gonna lie. I had my fingers crossed for a late like 25th hour delay just so that
Or
I
you
could.
thought maybe Japan only at launch.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah. So let's get into it. Favorite games from last year, Jason. What do you have a
Well,
list? What do you want? How do you want to
Well,
tackle this?
I mean, I've got a pseudo list, so to speak. I mean, number one is the one that everybody's obviously talked to death, and
Can I
that's
guess? Can I guess? Is this Zelda
absolutely,
Breath of the
yeah,
Wild?
absolutely.
Yeah, I recently got back into this the DLC. At first, I gave up on the DLC because it was bloody difficult and you get one shot killed. And I watched a video and conquered the first area, and then I started having a blast with it, and it's pulled me back in.
Yeah, I haven't bought any of the DLC, but heck, I didn't even 100% the base game. If nothing else, I actually am tempted to buy the DLC pack that nobody cared about, DLC pack one, because of the Korok Seeds mask, where
It's a bundle.
you can't buy one by
I don't
itself.
think you can. No.
Oh, that's no bueno. Well, then
The
I guess I'm.
second pack is so much harder. But I'll tell you, Jason, beating the second pack and getting the motorcycle, Corkseed hunting with that mask is a blast. You just drive around your motorcycle and then you investigate when the mask goes off. It's such a better way because what are you gonna do? Gonna horse? I don't know. It sounds good because motorcycle can go up more things and stuff. I don't know. I think Corkseed hunting with the motorcycle is one of the coolest end game things that is now there.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure I will because it's asking a lot to really 100% that game, but I do kind of feel the itch to try and do that. And it's very rare that I am that dedicated to a game to see it through to the end like that.
Yeah. Now you don't need to tackle all the shrines to beat the DLC pack 2. I don't believe. You just need to have all the beasts beaten.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's how you have to get to those additional content. It's
Yep.
between the beasts and Ganon.
Yeah. And I recently beat the Trial of the Sword. The first set of there's 3 difficulty levels. I beat the first set, which I was also impressed. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the hang of this thing. Yeah. This
Did you find it? Did you find it difficult to jump back in after so long out of it?
Yeah. Yeah. It took me a little bit to get back into it.
Still,
As I said, I gave up on the DLC the first time around. It's like I'm not that good. And this is too hard.
I still love seeing the crazy creative and skillful stuff people do. Like I recently saw a video of a guy who he took the Liz Folk boomerang and he threw it out, and when it was coming back, instead of catching it, he pulled out the magnesis ability and grabbed it so that it was like he had a ranged bushwhacker that he could attack people with because it was still spinning. I mean, it's like, what the heck?
Great. Oh wow, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, phenomenal favorite game. Could not have asked for a better. I think the only game that even comes close as a quality of launch game is Super Mario 64. I mean, it just was
Yeah,
that amazing.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's was my game of the year, I should say. It's can't beat it. It's great. And came out of the Wii U game of the year.
Actually, there's still a small part of me. I have every other Zelda game on Wii U that I'm tempted to pick
I'm
up.
tempted to get to. It's my last console where I bought physical games, so it's like I kind of want
So
it.
you have no physical games
No,
for your.
I've won because it was on a really good sale. Mario and Rabbids I got for like $20 on
Yeah.
a sale, so I got that.
Well, that's a great transition because you want to talk about another, probably I,
Surprise with this one, right?
not only a surprise, but um, a, I didn't necessarily rank my favorites, but that might be a top three game for me.
I had a lot of hesitation starting it. I bought it. It's like I know it's good. I got these other games I'm playing. It's like, how hard is this to get into? And I started playing. It's like, oh, this is bloody fun. This
Is
is
that your
great.
first tactical RPG game like that?
Does Fire Emblems count?
Okay, yeah, it's similar to Fire Emblem. It's just
Yeah,
easier.
I played one of the 3DS ones. One of the 1,000 games there.
Yeah, well, it's a genre of game that I very much like. So I enjoyed it. I was really surprised with it. I'm more surprised with the DLC continuing to get support.
How did you beat it?
No, I have not beaten it yet.
It gets hard.
Yeah, well, I've yet to,
It's much meatier than I thought too. I thought it'd be a
oh yeah.
much quicker experience.
Yeah, only reason I haven't beaten it is because I'm trying to bounce around to all of my games without dedicating too much to
It
any
is
one
hard. I'll
game.
tell you. I haven't started. I've L.A. Noire. I haven't started. Doom. I beat Chapter 1. I just want to experience that. But I got Xenoblade, Mario. There's a lot to balance here. Xenoblade's kind of where my focus is now
Absolutely.
because this will be my first Xenoblade that I finished, Jason. I've not finished the other two, which I love, but
Well,
this will be the first one I finish.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, at this point, it's almost not worth trying to finish with the shutdown of the the Miiverse, and they had pseudo online features that just you've now lost a goodly
I'm
part of
good
that.
without the online features, I think.
But there were missions and stuff directly tied to and related to that, and it's just I that game has lost something by that being shut down.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if I go back to X. The 3DS port is more likely I go back and finish that. But hopefully they'll announce ports to the Switch of both of those.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah.
I would rebuy them, kind of like I have every intention of getting Bayonetta 1 and 2 for Switch, even though I have it for the Wii U.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Mario Rabbit. Let's go back to Mario Rabbids. What else is there to say about this game?
again, other than just how delightfully surprising it is, and it's great for newbies and veterans to it. I like the kind of almost it does seem to have a bit of overworld exploration to it, but that's obviously not the focus, but it wasn't completely ignored. And Rabbids, who would have thought we would be enjoying a game with Rabbids as a primary concept?
Now, do you use Rabbids as your characters? Do you use like Luigi Rabbit, or do you use the real versions of those characters?
It varies. I really I don't have a preference one way or the other.
Okay, so you haven't swapped out your whole team with the real characters.
No.
Neither have I. I'm just curious. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. That would be one of those if Switch had achievements for doing stuff like that, I would be more inclined to do it. But without that, I just kind of I play by whimsy.
I'm kind of glad Xenoblade 2 does not have achievements because I'd be tempted to 100% those, and that would be quite the feat.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, they announced New Game Plus is coming in February, so I got to be ready for that to play it again. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, and it's going to be more difficult, and if you're already having problems, I'm not sure it's going to be your cup of tea.
Isn't New Game Plus where you build on your existing levels and stuff?
Yeah, but they usually also significantly enhance the level of the enemies on most New Game Pluses.
Okay.
Like you had previously mentioned, Dark Souls. The one of those series that I got into, the original Demon Souls, had like New Game plus 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 plus. It went out to like a very ridiculous number of pluses, and every time making the enemies more and more and more difficult. So yeah.
So what's next on your list? Is Xenoblade on your list? Can we talk about Xenoblade?
Yes, Xenoblade is on my list. Let's. Is that your number 2 probably?
I played more of it in 2018. It would definitely be my number 2 or fighting for 1. But Zelda's so good. Zelda's so good. It's a close to 1. Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
Well then, how about you kick it off with Xenoblade then?
Well, I'm just impressed with. So it's like the best version of any Xenoblade. And I thought I wouldn't like this game. I looked at the trailers and didn't click with me. And
really, the trailers weren't clicking.
The trailers weren't clicking with me. But I had faith that I would trust in a Xenoblade because I liked the past 2.
What was it about the trailers? Was it like the
art style looked weird, and
you're not
I was disappointed that the Xenoblade 1 character wasn't there. Like it's like I wanted a continuation of him. But it makes sense, and I'm glad it's like a whole new tale.
You're not an anime fan, are you?
I love anime.
Really? Because there is such a definite anime feel to it.
I didn't appreciate that until I started playing the game, and you get these like 30-minute cutscenes in between chapters. It's like that's part of the game I love. It's like I don't remember there being these extensive, lengthy cutscenes in Xenoblade 1. They had cutscenes, of course,
and once without missing release date, I mean, there is so much here, and how they did it is just ridiculous.
There's probably a 4 to 6 hour anime movie type thing packed into this game when all said and done. Is my guess. Maybe
I
longer.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And the story's
I
great.
mean,
I'm digging the story. It's good.
yes, I like the entire world and premise that they have in Xenoblade in general, with the living on these giant monsters, which has been the recurring overarching world, or yeah, we'll call it that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's that's been the case.
for
So I
once.
love that.
Yep. And something when I first started the game, it's like, okay, I'm stuck on this little ship thing. This isn't Xenoblade. Xenoblade's this big, open, expansive world. Then I get off there, and it's like, oh wow, these are some cool environments I'm experiencing now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it took,
it,
yeah, took a bit.
it's phenomenal. I like it, and I like the customization and the options. I won't argue with anybody who says that it feels like some of the content is just that bridge too far. It's like, okay, you could have stopped, 4 or 5 of your cross arts ago. It's just they just keep adding and adding and adding.
Yeah, I appreciate the different systems in there, and I will not use a lot of them. And as I was saying before the show, I was struggling on the boss, and then I looked at the menu system and found I could enhance my arts and increase some other thing. And I came back and was like very specked out, and it was an easy fight after that. So you gotta pay attention to that
I've
stuff.
had that happen with more than one game where it's like you don't realize that you can level up or do something, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
like,
god,
oh,
that
that's why I was
changes
struggling.
everything.
Yeah, which also makes my character more leveled up because I was grinding when I didn't need to, which is all right by
Mm,
me. It's all right by
yeah,
me. And I
as we
gotta
also
say,
talked
yeah,
about. Oh, no, go ahead.
handheld mode for grinding is great. Don't need the
Um,
TV.
you know, And I mentioned this to you in a text, some time ago, but I also wholeheartedly, when the game first came out, there was a vocal group of people saying that it was hard to see or read in handheld mode, or that the visuals weren't there. And I so fundamentally disagree with that statement that I don't even see where people are coming from.
Yeah, I mean it definitely looks better on the TV. No argument there, but it doesn't look bad on the handheld. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's good.
Yeah. And I also mentioned I play the overwhelming majority of my Switch in handheld mode. Like,
And with this game, to my chagrin, muted with no of the beautiful music blaring at you. The music is wonderful. It's great. Yeah.
I play most of my games muted.
Turn off the voices. Have no voices. That's fine. But the music is so good.
Well, I'll be playing, grinding away at the game while listening to a podcast or something like that. So I
See,
keep
it's all about leveling. So I got the music one level, then I got the podcast another level because I want the music. It's good music. Yeah.
yeah. So I cannot speak to either for this or Breath of the Wild. I really can't speak to the
Yeah, Breath of the Wild good
soundtracks.
music too, man. You're missing out like half the game. Half the game's the audio experience. Oh gosh.
So,
So, do you
but
think we'll see another Xenoblade on the Switch, or is this the one and only? What do you think they're up to, the developers?
I don't know. It seems like Monolith Software. Is it Monolith Software or
Yeah,
Monolith?
Monolith
Okay.
Soft.
Yeah, I thought it was Soft. Okay, Monolith Soft has really been cranking it up, and just releasing some quality product. Um, but I also would hate for them to beat that drum too many times and break it. You know,
X2 could be a thing, maybe. I don't know.
kind of like having two separate series in
Yeah,
the
because
same
they are
world.
different in a big way, I'd
Oh
say.
yes, actually, that would be a really interesting premise. Do a main series and then an X series, a la Mega Man type of thing.
Yeah, a la iPhone. Joking.
Yeah,
uh,
but
but
that
yeah,
would
that would be kind of interesting to keep the developers fresh for when they go back to the other one there.
I also feel like they're picking up a bit of the Square Enix torch, especially with Final Fantasy, because if you're not a Final Fantasy fan, which I don't think you're a major
No,
fan.
never played any of them.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the basic things about Final Fantasy is every single game is fundamentally different. It's different systems, different characters, with one, two, three, four exceptions. there are not sequels to them. The characters don't carry over. I mean, the exceptions are they did a Final Fantasy IV After Years out on WiiWare and then was ported to several other things. X2, and then the two Final Fantasy 13 sequels. But for the most part, each one is a standalone, different characters, different systems, different combat, different magic, and that's what Xenoblade is doing. Every
Except
game,
the fighting system's largely the same, right?
largely not identical,
Okay.
but it's also the subsystems there, the skills and the equipping, and you
Yeah,
know
that has changed. I do love the main battle system. That's part of what I love about Xenoblade. So I hope that
yeah.
retains.
I mean, the whole difference of having the blades that you equip in this one, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it is significantly different. So I feel like they're picking up at least the spiritual torch of that principle
Yep.
from. So
Oh,
if
Xenoblade question. Merc level. Have you figured out how to get to level 2? Because I'm at 500 to 500 points, and I'm stuck at level 1. Do you know anything about that?
no, because just like you, I haven't been spending much time with that, or
Okay.
had not
Oh,
yet.
I'll probably Google that and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I wish I had better for you there.
Yeah, I wonder if to talk to somebody in some town.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Let's kind of go on a something that's going to make everybody look at me like I'm crazy and on a different direction, so to speak, because I know you're going to want to talk about it. I was disappointed
Oh,
with
Odyssey.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. I'm
It's
confused.
the moment to moment gameplay is it's good. I wouldn't dare call it great. I mean, it's part of the problem is Mario is Mario. It's a known quantity and you expect a certain level of quality. And don't get me wrong, it made that certain level of quality. No problem, no questions asked. But I feel that Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U had tighter designed, better, more fun levels.
I would disagree.
I mean,
I like 3D World, but it was designed for 4 people, so the levels are more. It's less tight because of that. I feel.
I can tell you, I could almost count on one hand the number of times I actually multiplayered anything on Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah, that's not a factor though. The fact the levels are designed to accommodate that many people though.
But it's still, I don't know, it's they were so much more focused in the levels because they were actual levels. The I feel like Super Mario Odyssey was an open world game with no drive. It didn't give enough,
You like
uh,
64, right?
very much so.
Isn't this the spiritual successor of six? Like this is what 64 would be today if it was redone in a way.
Except for I kind of disagree with that principle because 64 was at the end of the day still a a level based game where you have the castle, but there were very few things to actually do in Peach's castle. But you jump into the portraits, and each portrait was a micro level, and depending on the star, the level was changed to adapt to what you had to do for that star. Whereas this is definitely not that. I mean, about the only difference is I can't literally walk from New Donk City to the Sand World or whatever like that. But it's
No, unless you use the little paintings to get from place to place. I think someone found a way to like beat the game without going on the ship. Maybe I don't know. There's weird stuff.
Yeah, I actually think you're correct. Something about that, but
But
it's
yeah,
not a
yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
it is not a bad game. But the highs that I was coming off of with Super Mario 3D World and listening to people talk about it, I can earnestly tell you I was disappointed by Super Mario Odyssey.
Was it overhyped? Is that part of the problem?
I'm not even saying just by media. For me, again, 3D World was borderline perfection for me, and it just didn't live up to that.
Hmm.
It is a tight game. It controls well. I get it. There's
You
some
missed
really
the
cute
cat suit. You
moments.
missed the cat suit.
The cat suit was fun. There are some cute moments with the hat mechanic, taking over a T-Rex, that kind of thing. But as a whole, it did not live up to what I wanted from the game to come after Super Mario 3D World.
Hmm.
Oh, and
I think most people would disagree.
and those bosses who to me kind of look like they're related to the Rabbids.
I was wondering about that. It's like,
Yeah, I kind of
is
wonder
that
if that was
planned? Was
intentional.
that intentional? Yeah. Um,
So how about you spend some time raving about the game then? Because it
well, I
didn't.
love just it's like Zelda. You know, the quark seeds are all there. They're all planned in a certain place. The stars, similar. Like, you can go and explore this place you haven't explored before, and there's gonna be some reward waiting for you there. There's rewards all over the place. So you get your every little nook and cranny is thought of and considered, which is is brilliant. It's like it's and every couple minutes there's like a little spot. It's like, oh, someone thought about that. It's really great.
Well, I
Yeah.
can tell you that I don't have the drive to find everything in that game, like, or to beat every little corner of that game like I did for 3D World. I mean, I can't tell you the number of times I've died. I died
Well,
on
I
there.
think it's my impression is it's like the quark seeds. I don't think you're meant to go. I don't think Nintendo intends every person to want to find every quark seed. Just as I don't think you're supposed to find every star. Because you can get all 9.99 just by buying them. So I don't think they care as much about you finding all of them. Just that when you're playing the game, that throughout your experience, you're going to be able to run across a star.
Yeah, and for me, that also is just not how I play Mario. I want a Mario game where I want to find all of the Yoshi coins or the gold coins in a level or the, whatever special collection. And for
Like part of
this,
yeah, like part of my hunch with that is you get to the last level, the end game level, at least 600 stars or something like that. So that to me gives me an indicator that you know getting all 1,000 isn't really essential for the experience that Nintendo wants you to have with this game.
agree to disagree. It
Yeah,
just
sure,
didn't do it
sure.
for
No, it's fine. Um, and Also, when you played the game initially, did you mainline after you completed the mission objective of getting enough stars? Did you go from place to place, or did you try to dig up as much as you could the first time through?
literally my very first time sitting down playing the game. I sat, and I don't even remember the name of the world, but that very first world, I sat in there finding every little thing that I could um, before moving on.
Yeah, that's also yeah. I mean, the gameplay style. I think I didn't know this initially too, but as I played, it's like, oh, I should probably just enjoy the mainline experience and then go back afterwards. And as we discovered, things get unlocked after you beat the game.
That's once
Yeah.
people kept talking about that without going into detail, that's kind of what started moving me forward through it. I'm not gonna lie, I still have not beaten it, but I just don't feel the compulsion
Have
to
you not been in the
play
main
the.
story?
No, I've not even beaten the main story.
The last okay, play the last boss fight. You got to get to the last boss fight because that last boss fight, I'd say it definitely rivals what you had in 3D World. There's some very creative, delightful things in there
Okay.
that I think you'll like. I don't know how close you are to the last boss fight, but
Well,
what world are you on, by the way?
oh, I'm still working my way in New Donk City.
Oh wow, yeah, ways to go. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I would knock it out because
I
yeah,
just I wasn't compelled or drawn to do it, and I'm telling you, I pre-ordered the game through GameStop. I mean, I was there ready on launch. I wanted to make an ordeal. The family, we just sat down playing together that first night, and it just anticlimactic.
huh? Okay, I would give it another go with with not. I'd give it another go just mainline the story. I think you'll like just the story, just
Well,
like mainline. Don't yeah.
when we were talking Xenoblade, you asked, do you think we're going to get another 3D Mario with how big Super Mario Odyssey is? And traditionally, we only get one 3D Mario per generation.
It's been a while. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm curious on that question.
I mean, like if the Wii was a different system, I don't think we would have gotten a Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think we would have gotten DLC. But the nature of
Yeah,
the Wii system,
Galaxy and Galaxy Two were so creative.
yes. I
Yeah.
personally would love to see a remaster of Super Mario 64, like a complete from the ground up remake in this system.
Hmm.
Because it's one of those things, I know I loved it at the time. I've tried to go back and play it, and boy, it's rough to watch. It is not a
Yeah.
pretty looking game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll get a sequel to Odyssey or maybe sequel to 3D World. Like they like to. It's a different series. The
Yes.
3D Land, 3D World is a different series from Odyssey and Galaxy.
And
I
then
don't
we've still
know.
got and we've
Yeah,
got the 2D Mario games too.
and I could see them doing a 2D Mario at some point. I don't know if they change up the art style and it's something fresh.
I hope they just drop the new name. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U.
Wii U is great. I love that
Yeah,
game.
I have enjoyed them, and I even New Super Mario Brothers on 3DS.
Because for me, the Wii U game, that's my first Mario game in like over a decade or whatever it was. Like that was my Wii U was my first system back into it after not playing games for a while. So I had not played any of the new games. That was my first new game. It's like, whoa, this is amazing.
Well, I am
Yeah,
definitely interested in another 2D game, and I am curious because again, we hit so many high notes early on in the life that I am
we got
curious,
time. We got time for them to make some more stuff. Yeah.
especially with the success that it's having. This is clearly a system that is not going to sunset early.
No, I'm curious what they do with a Switch 2 if it's like with the Wii, backwards compatible. All your Switch games work, and you can now play this new generation. I don't know if what they'll do going forward.
I'm personally hoping for a phone nature upgrade cycle where essentially you get the same thing. It's just we've increased the memory and the processor and or the screen, stuff like that. Just
Yeah,
let this form factor be the last thing they ever do.
yeah. I think part of its success, people were surprised at just how good the hardware was, and I was
Yeah.
too. It's like Nintendo made this? No way. This feels like premium stuff. Yeah.
It does not feel like a something from a crazy toy maker who's about to release a cardboard toy.
I'll have to talk about that at the end of the show. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. I'm excited for that. I got that. I pre-ordered there. But anyways, so yeah. Other games that you rather enjoyed this year from Nintendo or
One
the
that
Switch?
I'm probably a small group of people, but Disgaea 5 Complete.
Yeah, tell me about this. I'm
Okay,
never touched this. This is not. I don't
if
think my kind of game.
well, it's a kind of game that if you need something to lose months into playing, it's there for you.
Because I got
Uh,
Xenoblade 2 for that. I mean,
this makes Xenoblade 2 look like Super Mario 1 in the amount of content.
okay, okay.
Um,
Curious.
with all the DLC and side quests, it is a strategy RPG, so it's similar to the Fire Emblem series, moving square to square.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
less excited.
except it,
Continue.
except the RP, it's also a hardcore RPG, whereas um, Fire Emblem, your characters get better, but there's not new skills and abilities and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it's uh, very much like that. But the basic idea is in this game, you can your different weapons. Besides the different categories of weapons, each weapon has a dungeon inside of the weapon, and you can make the weapon more powerful by going inside said dungeon and grinding further and further levels. Now, every weapon also has um, four different levels of rarity: common, rare, a word I can't remember, and then legendary.
Yeah.
And depending on its rarity, depends on how many levels there are in the dungeon. A legendary rarity weapon has a 999 level dungeon inside of it that you can grind through. Your max character level is 9,999. It is made for you to overpower to the nth degree. I obviously have not completely decimated the game yet, but I will tell you, Disgaea 1, for example, had a single boss that was level like 4,783. I mean, it's ridiculous levels and numbers, and it takes that principle to just the highest, most ridiculous degree. If you enjoy crazy, what the heck type of moments in anime, it's got that aplenty. It is a game with some depth. I mean, and there's so many classes like, let's say you're a brawler. Well, if you get a high enough level in brawler, you can become a higher type of brawler. So it's like even your classes can level up, and you can always restart by not necessarily restart, but taking your character back to level 1, except you've got higher stats than a level 1 character. So you're going to, as a level 1 character, be able to fight level 20, level 30. So you're going to level back up faster. So the whole point is to grind as far as you can, rewind it back to regrind to be even. It is a giant game, and it's a fun, cute story. And the DLC, because it's the complete, so it comes with all the DLC. I mean, all the main characters from all the previous games are available as DLC. Characters from other NIS properties are available as DLC. It is phenomenal.
And it came out really early in the system's life, so it was like a nice meaty game.
And I believe
Right at
they
the
said
beginning.
they got good sales on it too, like really good sales.
That's good. It's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that they got good sales based off of.
Yeah, it's not a game I don't think I'll ever dive into. It sounds great though. It sounds
Probably not, but if anybody out there is interested in strategy RPGs and you haven't played it yet, you definitely should.
great. Okay, cool. Anything else to make your list for the year?
Well, those are the big like. Well, I'm sorry, no. Let's also Skyrim.
Yes, this brand new game called Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I get that Skyrim is old and it's on everything, including I think they announced a Walker edition. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so it came out
obvious.
this year on Switch, which I will be getting pretty soon here, I think, and on PlayStation VR. Were
Yes,
the two new platforms this year.
yes.
And we'll diverge a second because I think VR is where you've been enjoying this one.
It is where I enjoyed it the most because of the level of immersion. I will tell you that there are three main versions of Skyrim to think about right now. There is the just Skyrim Enhanced Edition that's on everything, including, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, that has, actual mod support. It looks better and it has support for mods. But then
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim VR and Skyrim Switch version both have their own different things, but they don't have the mod support.
So Switch is enhanced minus mods. Is that accurate?
Pretty close, yeah, because it
Okay.
definitely does not look like the original OG Skyrim game. It is surprising how good it looks on the portable system.
So you have it on Switch.
Yes, I do.
Oh, my impression was you just had it on VR.
No, I have it on both.
It'd be
Um,
so nice if you could like have a shared save file for that.
if you that would be the thing that would just take it that one step further.
Yeah, how are you managing that? You're
Um,
just like I'm enjoying two different storylines.
yeah, playing different characters, different experiences.
Okay.
I can tell you that in VR, it's a lot of fun to be an archer.
Yeah.
On Switch, I'm not really focused on any one thing in particular, but the pick up and play and travel nature, as most people mention with the Switch, how easy it is to take a game on the
Mhm.
go, makes it a lot easier to get into.
And you play on Switch in first person or third person? What's your preferred
First,
first? Okay. I wasn't sure if that'd be part of the differences of VR versus the Switch. You're playing in third person.
no, and I enjoy it. It's well worth the purchase. I mean, that's the other thing is I'm all about games with just meaty amounts of content. Like I said, I mean, Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade, Skyrim, Disgaea, all of those games can easily break the 3-digit hours of play.
Yeah, definitely. It's so cool. It came to Switch this year. It's like wow, it's doing better.
Now, as for non like retail games that I've enjoyed, Stardew Valley.
Yeah, this isn't my biggest disappointments of the year list.
Really,
I
why were you disappointed?
did not. I was so hyped. I was so excited for this game, and I started playing. And it's like it's just confusing and not well designed and not
Did you play?
enjoyable.
Do you enjoy or did you play the Harvest Moon or Rune Factory
Never
games?
really did play those. No.
Okay, see, I prefer Rune Factory over Harvest Moon for the fantasy elements, but I enjoy those games. So yes, being able to plow and take care of a field and do adventuring and stuff like that, it's exactly what I was looking
Like my character is just by 10 o'clock. He's like, I need to go to bed. It's like I'm tired.
for. It takes time to get better. You get, more proficient where you can water. It takes less energy to water, or your water can
Yeah, I
uses
basically need
less
someone to
energy.
set up my whole setup here, and then I can play from there.
I want somebody to do all the basic work for me so I
Yeah,
can just get all the easy stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did very much enjoy that.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Another digital game that I have that, boy, I can't decide if I enjoy it or I'm disappointed by it or what, but has been Heroes.
I've heard a lot of crap about this game, Jason.
It is it is enjoyable, but I will tell you that it has a level of difficulty that is just at times unfair, especially because it's procedure or I never is it procedurally generated and randomly generated?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think those are the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whichever one is random.
Hmm.
You because it's not like every time you play the first level, then when you go to a certain space, you're going to get attacked at that space, or the same
Hmm.
wave of monsters are going to attack you. It kind of a roguelike there. There are additional characters that you can unlock, but there is a lot. Whereas Xenoblade has grinding to make your character better, it's like Has Been Heroes has grinding just to play the game.
That does not sound fun.
I mean, and I don't mind grinding, but again, I'm torn. I don't know if I like the game or don't like the game because I enjoy the moment to moment gameplay and or when I do something phenomenal, the highs are high, so to speak. But I'm kind of wondering if it's just I'm trying to make myself enjoy a game that I have.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
So,
Yeah.
what about
Cool.
you? You got some digital games that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, I mean, we had a Game of the Year show, but I'll mention a couple that I didn't mention there. Fast RMX Racing was really a nice surprise for me, especially at the launch. It was just so well done, and that HT Rumble, man, that is one of the unsung features of the Switch. That HT Rumble, they have it in Doom, and it's like, oh, this is nice. Like, yeah, like they have it in Doom where you're like looking at something and then it'll like tap you.
Mm.
That you're like, you click
Well,
here.
and actually, I'm sorry, I didn't play it on Switch, but I played a game that is on Switch on another system that you talked about before, and it turns out I ended up enjoying.
Rocket League.
No, I hate that game.
Ah, Rocket
Thumper.
League has been great. Super Meat Boy has been great. I don't know. Yeah. What else?
Thumper.
Oh, that's best in VR. I must say that is best in
Um,
VR.
it was surprisingly fun. It's a
It's intense.
yeah.
You have
So
to
I
listen to the music on that one, Jason.
yes, I did. Well, I mean, and I used to listen to music when I would play
Did you
the.
play that in VR or on Switch?
Yes, I played it in VR.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I
VR.
played it.
That's the way to do. I have it on Switch. It's great. The HT Rumble's great. I'm not as good on Switch because I think VR helps. Like the total immersion helps.
Yes. But other than that, I, I haven't really been able to dive into. Oh, I'm sorry. I also Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yes, I'm a big fan of that one.
Are you? Because that's one
I put a lot of hours in that one.
I have that digitally, and that is one I bought that digitally because on launch it was $10 cheaper digitally.
Sure.
But that is one that outright I can objectively say I wanted to like, but it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I let's see. Played 5 hours or more, so I'm probably at like 7 or 8 hours of that game. I played it a lot. It felt
When it
like
first
when
came
it came
out.
out. Yeah, when it first came out, like it's I enjoy it.
And the
Uh,
story is absolutely
it's goofy,
ludicrous. Ludicrous.
ludicrous, but yeah. Um, Snake Pass. I need to finish. I really like what that game is. I just got distracted. Um, Sonic Mania, wonderful game. That was on my top five list of the year. I'm pretty sure. Sonic
Really?
Forces, I did not play. Sonic Mania was great though. I love the game. It's the first Sonic game I think since Sonic and Knuckles that I beat, which says something.
Yeah, I was as much of a diehard Nintendo fan as I am now. I was a Sega fan back in the day. I had my Sega CD, my Game Gear. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I had to get a second Sega CD because I burned out the first one playing it so much.
World of Goo, I love what they did with the Switch version. There's so many different interaction methods. You have the touchscreen mode where you can just not use any controllers at all, with just in tablet
Mhm.
mode. That's amazing. They've got like Joy-Con Wii style where you're pointing. I think you can use the controller as with the sticks. Like they got it all in there, and it's great.
I played World of Goo on the Wii. I actually highly recommended it to you when you asked about it for the Switch because
Yeah,
I
it's
played it
great.
on the, I'm sorry, on yeah, it was the Wii. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um
That was a Wii hit game. That was like
yeah.
where it got its.
Great game. I just couldn't see me diving back into it.
Yeah, I made it a little bit into it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I guess those are the digital ones, the eShop only ones I really enjoyed this year. NBA Playgrounds, I guess, is another one that I rather enjoyed from that list.
Really? I would not have figured you for an NBA fan.
Oh, it was fun. I
Um
picked up the NBA 2K18. I have not dove into that. It was on sale for a good price digitally, so I got that.
you do play a lot, so I'm curious if you have played what's the it's the SteamWorld Dig 2.
I've heard great things. Have not gotten that.
Here's the
I
deal.
feel I should. I love the first one. I have it on 3DS.
That's what I was gonna say. I enjoyed the first one, but to me, the first one was a little too short.
Hmm.
I know it was only like $8 on release, so I know it wasn't like some super high price game.
So the first one's procedurally generated. This one's there's a path you're supposed to go in, which I'm not sure if I don't know. I should give it a shot at some point.
But again, my biggest issue though is I don't want to buy another game to have that same. I get the first one was only $8, but if it is short enough that I feel it was short, irrespective of the amount of time that is.
See, I kind of some games I want them to be short. I want to have a game that I can finish.
See,
Like
for me,
I loved this past year Uncharted Lost Legacy. It was a nice, concise experience.
when I'm looking for
Perfect.
short games for me, I'll pop in Mario Kart or something like that that I can pop in, pop out easily. But for the most part, the rest of my games, I'm looking for meatier experiences.
Yeah. Now looking at the 2018. First off, Celeste has been getting amazing reviews. Have you touched that or any
I
interest in
hadn't
that
even
one?
seen it until again it started getting the reviews on like NBC and stuff.
Yeah. I looked at some of the footage. I think I'd enjoy it. It's not grabbing me though, based on the footage. I'll probably get it on sale if it when it goes on sale. Like it's not. I'm not hurting for games right now,
Yeah,
so I'll pick it up on a sale maybe.
yeah. You have a problem buying things on sale. Like if it's on sale, you have a need to buy
Yeah, put it in the queue. Yeah,
it.
yeah. What are you looking forward to in 2018?
Dark Souls. That's Dark Souls is the number one. Number two,
You've played
again,
Dark Souls before, right?
yes, I have.
Okay,
I never beat it. I never beat it, but that was a product of
I
how much
yeah.
of not having the time to dedicate to sit down. Whereas the portable factor is going to make it that much better.
I think I'm gonna get this one. It's $40. I might want to throw my Switch across the room, and it might be a more expensive game. Um, but
It's
I heard it's like a tough version of Zelda almost. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's actually, if you think more like blending the Zelda, Monster Hunter, and Metal Gear style games.
Okay, I've not played Metal Gear. I played some Monster Hunter.
Okay, have you played any like stealth game?
Yeah, I generally don't like stealth.
Okay, well that's just it. You definitely you've got to pay attention and be cautious what you're doing. The Monster Hunter comes in because in Monster Hunter, you know how you have to learn how to hunt the different monsters and
Mhm.
their tells. That's what this game is. It is really watching those enemies and
Which
doing.
Zelda does with the tells in the boss fights. You look for a certain attack, and then you
Yes,
do
but
counter some way.
instead of just boss fights, this is every single character that you're having to do that with.
Wow. Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
yeah, it is a difficult game, but it is a rewarding and enjoyable game.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a go. I'm not sure right at launch. I may be at launch, depending on what I'm busy with then. Maybe I'll be busy with Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and wait until I beat that again.
Not one that I'm
Because
looking forward
because
to.
I am a sucker for buying a game that will be more expensive at launch than its original.
And that is so crazy. I did not. I played Donkey Kong Country Returns. It was okay. I was not blown away, and I did not care to even pick up Tropical Freeze
Yeah,
because of
you're
that.
crazy. Returns was great. Tropical Freeze is like a freaking masterpiece. It's like
I just
11 out of 10. It's so
I just don't think
polished.
I'm not a
So
Donkey
good.
Kong guy.
Evidently, it's like one of the best platformers of ever. Like I'll say
Yeah.
ever.
But you can't say that on the same system with Mario.
I'll say it's better than Mario.
Now you've definitely lost your mind.
I'll say it is better than Mario. Donkey Kong is better than Mario.
Nope. Uh, I'm personally holding out a going to get Pokemon Switch this year.
Could happen. It could. I'm not certain it will. It could though. They are quick about developing those things. They do spit them out really fast.
They are. I'm just curious if they spit this one out too fast, what exactly the game is going to be.
I'd rather them take their time and make this a whole new thing.
There have been a couple of spin-off, and I use that term loosely, non-mainline Pokemon games. Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, for the GameCube, games like that have already shown that they can do a more realistic or open look, and it's quite nice. So I'd rather them take the time to do a game like that.
Yeah, I want them the Breath of the Wild this
You know,
stuff here. I want them to make this a big generational leap in
yes,
a way it's not just art style. Yeah.
Yes. And
now, Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, are you getting that amiibo? You got that amiibo pre-ordered?
I'm going to get the amiibo, but probably not the game.
Likewise, yeah.
But I'm a little torn because I have the overwhelming majority of the Pokemon 3DS games, and so I might have to buy it literally just to have it all.
Seriously? Wow. Okay. You have all the side games as well. On the dungeon, Pokemon Dungeon, and stuff like that.
On the DS, yes, I don't quite have them all on the 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good just getting the 6-foot tall amiibo.
I mean, I'll even tell you that on the 3DS, I have the Pokemon Dream Radar, which was an AR-based Pokemon mini.
Yeah, I have that too. Yeah.
I have the Pokemon Red and Blue virtual consoles. I've got several of the virtual consoles.
Did you get Crystal yet?
No, not yet. But that's also because I'm having such a hard time picking up my 3DS now that the Switch is out.
I want Crystal on my Switch, please.
Is there anything I don't want on my Switch? I mean, that's the better way to put it.
That is, yeah. Give me all the Sony exclusives. Give me Spider-Man on the Switch, please.
But yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2, that's the other big one. Oh, and Hyrule Warriors, because I'm a big fan of the Musou game.
Amen. So everyone, Aaron and John are like, why would you want this? It's like, why would you want this game? It's like, this is gonna have so much content. It's gonna 3DS, Wii U, and all the DLC. And I love the game. Like the music was like kick butt in your face Zelda music, and you're just slashing away. It's great. Yeah.
Zelda Rock.
Yeah. I could care less about Fire Emblem, so did not touch the Warriors game, but I will buy this again.
I do have Fire Emblem Warriors. I am very much enjoying it. But again, I am a fan of the entire Musou franchise. As a matter of fact, the launch game that I bought for my Nintendo 3DS was Samurai Warriors Chronicles, which came out for the 3DS. So it's a shoe-in for multiple reasons. I like the franchise. I like the property. So yeah. I
like this because it's Zelda and I get to beat people up like that. It's like, it's fun. Yeah. And I am excited. There's a lot of characters that I will get experience for the first time in this version. I'm not sure what the original version launched with on Wii U, but with the DLC and this, it's going to have a lot.
Yeah, there are a lot of additional characters. The Wii U version had quite a few characters, but they have added a lot to it since then.
Yeah.
And then other than that, there's nothing really jumping out that. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna get the Labo Robo.
Yeah. Now, are you concerned that it won't be able to? Are you too tall for Labo, or are you any concerns about that? There's no height that's mentioned on the box, I don't think.
You know what? First of all, if you watch the video, I'm pretty certain that they show an adult using a Labo Robo.
Really?
I am relatively
I gotta rewatch this.
Relatively certain. Cannot hold me to it, but I think so. And even still, based off what I've seen, I'm guessing the biggest thing to make it work for an adult is simply getting longer string. And, I know where the hobby store is.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. When this video came out, it's like, what the heck is Nintendo doing? This is like, oh, this is brilliant. So, bro, they're probably using the IR camera in the Switch. Like we were all saying, like, why do they have this silly IR sensor that's causing the Joy Cons to be more expensive just for eating sandwiches and wanting to switch? Yeah,
I was like 45 seconds into that launch video when I immediately began saying, well, they're clearly the crazy toy company still, and it works for them. They're the Willy Wonka of the video game world, and it just works.
yeah. So I pre-ordered the variety set because I really want to build a piano, Jason. I'm excited to build my own piano.
I am really curious to see if they open this up for indie devs to make Labo things and just where else it goes from here. But the Labo Robo it's going to have a place in my home.
Yeah, they showed stuff in there that has not been announced for sale yet, like
the shotgun
racing wheel with the pedal, which would be great, and Mario Kart having a pedal, and that'll be great. Like I have the wheels, the plastic wheels, which I feel stupid having now. That would be of Labo versions, which will be better.
There's no reason you can't necessarily have both.
It's true. It's true. But I feel the era of plastic accessories is at an end, and now we're at cardboard, Jason.
Well, you know what? You say that, but I will tell you flat out, while I already wanted one, Labo is that much harder, making me want a 3D printer because I'm going to be that guy who's going to want to 3D print half the stuff the Labo can make.
Oh, to make it plastic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you can't color it as much. I guess you can.
Yeah. You'd be amazed what you can do with 3D printed stuff.
Okay. Some libraries have 3D printers.
Not mine.
Okay.
Not
mine. Some do. Yeah. Labo. Wow. Yeah, they're doing creative stuff with that. That robot looks like like you're building a mech. It's got all these pulleys and levers.
I am more curious to see what some of the games that are going to be based off of the products are going to be. I mean, like
Project Robot's back, man. I'd hope that we would get Project Robot, and it has returned.
But the piano is clearly going to be music, but like the house, that seems like a weird game, and I use that term really loosely. That's part of why you're waiting on the reviews for the robot kit. I'm waiting on the reviews for the main kit because a lot of that stuff, I feel like it'll be entertaining to make the cardboard whatever just to have on display, but the game itself isn't going to be worthwhile.
I, at the very least, know I can play piano. You know?
Can you actually play piano, or are you going to use it?
I'm a music major.
I knew you were a music major, but that doesn't mean you know how to play everything.
I could play a 9-key piano. Yeah, we have a keyboard. We have a full-size keyboard here. I was a composition major, and piano was something I use quite a bit. So, yeah.
I honestly, knowing that, I didn't know if you could play the piano, but I did know that you were a music major.
I definitely can. Yeah, definitely a 9-key version. Speaking of that, I wonder how far that IR sensor could work. Could they make a full-sized thing, or is there limitations? Probably.
Or you know what? How about maybe they start making it where there are Labo kits that use just 2 left controllers so that you have 2 IR sensors.
Yeah, will we get a Labo? How many controllers can you hook up to a Switch? What's the max? Max it out.
4.
Yeah, 4.
It's at least 4.
Yeah, it requires
4 left controllers.
yeah. What's wrong with that? Oh gosh,
yeah, that's gonna be weird.
That'd be a little weird, but I would love it. Oh gosh, try pairing that to your Switch.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year though. I can't wait. I want to see actual Virtual Console take off. I bought one Neo Geo Arcade Classic game. I was disappointed with my purchase because it wasn't the game I thought it was, because I was looking for a shmup, a shoot 'em up, a bullet hell type of game. Yeah. And I just got the wrong one. I'm still tempted to pick up another one because that was one of those genres of games that I did spend a lot of time playing at the arcades.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that, but I wanted just a full Virtual Console, being able to enjoy some of the older properties. But I'm just wondering if it's going to happen at this point.
Yeah. What Wii U games do you still want to see ported to Switch? Any big ones on your list?
Actually, I really don't think so, because Super Mario Maker was actually kind of disappointing for me.
Okay.
I'm not a Smash fan. I wish I was. I'm really not.
Okay.
I have tried the N64. I tried the Wii.
Oh gosh.
I tried the Wii U. I
Oh,
tried
you
it on
played it in a
3D.
party environment. That's you need live people.
Yes, that especially with the
Yeah.
N64.
Okay.
Yes, I just that is not what I look for in a fighting game. I enjoy. I used to love Mortal Kombat and
Yeah, I don't like those games. Yeah.
yeah, or Soul Calibur. That's a game that I very much enjoy. So it's just not my fighting game of choice.
Yeah. The big ones for me are I want Wind Waker for sure, and throw Twilight Princess in there as well.
I don't know how many or if any of the Zelda games we're going to see ported again.
Oh, they need to live on. The Wind Waker HD needs to live on. That was such a good port.
Yes, well, I mean, I have the Wind Waker Wii U, so yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
I have that game like 4 times over. That's my favorite. It, I think that's still my favorite Zelda game. I don't know. Breath of the Wild's great, but I think Wind Waker HD is still my favorite Zelda
They,
game.
I feel like it's
They're
night and day.
different.
Yeah, they're night and day differences. Kind of like you have 2D and 3D Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have 2D, 3D, and then open world 3D Mario. Well,
Yeah,
now you've got 2D, 3D, and open world 3D Zelda.
yeah. Wind Waker is almost it was kind of the first open world. You got that boat and you're exploring, but not really. It's much more closed off.
Yes, um, but no, actually, once Bayonetta comes out, I can't really think of anything. I guess I'd be interested in Wonderful 101 just for the sake of trying it because I never played it.
That game, it relied a lot on that gamepad. I feel like you're drawing things out. You could there were controls where you could do it with the joysticks, but it's so much better with the
So
touchscreen.
then I guess, yeah, I'm more interested in what other big franchises that aren't currently on Nintendo systems and might be, early this generation or late last generation that we could port over.
I want a Star Wars game, Jason. I want a Star Wars game, but freaking EA owns Star Wars right now.
Not only do they own Star Wars, I
They're
mean,
not doing well with them either.
yeah, all we're seeing is the Battlefronts, and it's that's not what I'm interested in.
They canceled the good Star Wars game.
Yes,
What's wrong with them?
I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you. I enjoyed Star Wars Force Unleashed, and seeing if the both of those kind of got touched up and ported over, that would be just fine with me.
Rogue Squadron HD would be good by me. Let's bring that one back.
I'm actually, I've always been very open about it. I'm a Blizzard fanboy, so I'd love to see Diablo come over.
I've heard rumblings GTA 5 will come over and LA Noire was a test for them.
That has been the rumbling all along, and for everybody who's interested in it, congratulations. I have no interest in that.
Yeah. Oh, what Labo enhanced games do you think we should see? Like
I'd love
existing games maybe that are enhanced with Labo.
Mario Party.
Oh yeah. Oh man, you'll break a lot of cardboard doing Mario.
Not for mini or for the mini games itself. Think about it like
a
this:
board.
you have a board, and it uses the IR for you to. You can make your own board.
That can
You
be
know,
cool.
you put reflective tape on it, and it just reads it and says, "Okay, this is the path that you're going to go on," and then it's going to randomly assign different things to it.
Do you think we get Duck Hunt with that shotgun?
I could see it. I of all the things it would be, I guess that one makes the most sense.
Yeah, a Nintendo shooter. Splatoon we have.
Yeah, speaking of Splatoon, I will say Splatoon 2 is good, but boy, you want to talk about a game that it really feels like just a DLC for Splatoon 1.
Yeah, I mean they need to get Splatoon on the system. I mean, shooters historically, Call of Duty, they're just better versions of the existing game with new campaign. It has a new campaign, a new story. Like it feels on par with what that genre is.
Oh, actually, that's another game I'm looking forward to this year. Arena of Valor, which
Mm-hmm.
is a MOBA that is actually a mobile MOBA that is being be able to be played either with the touchscreen or Joy-Con. And I'm really interested in that just because it is a genre that is on fire, and I want to see it come over and do well. And I believe it's free to play.
Huh. Okay. Do you think we'll see Animal Crossing this year? Will that be the big fall game?
I am not a giant Animal Crossing fan, so I don't know. I will say it has been a while since we've had an Animal Crossing,
It has.
so it would be a good choice to appease those certain core fans.
It never had a Wii U version, so
No, it did
it's
not.
missed out. So I think they're
Yes.
ready, right?
The last one was the
New
Animal,
Leaf.
no, no, or the last console one was the one on the Wii that had the microphone with it.
Right. Yeah. But yeah,
Uh,
it's been a bit. The 3DS one was great, but it's time.
I think that if Animal Crossing Pocket Camp does well, because I haven't heard metrics on how well it's doing, but if it does well, they may prioritize getting one out faster. If it doesn't, they will just kind of table that and back burner it.
Yeah. Then the old Pikmin 4 that's been done for years.
Apparently it's been done for
It's just ready for an opening in the lineup. Yeah.
all of the 2000 teens.
Kirby and Yoshi, are you excited for either of those?
Yes, actually, I forgot about Yoshi. I enjoyed Yoshi's Epic Yarn on the Wii U. Not Epic Yarn, Yarn Yoshi. That's what I'm thinking. Sorry, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Yarn Yoshi.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the almost Paper Mario-esque approach on the new Yoshi, being able to turn and look at. And plus, it's Yoshi. Who doesn't like Yoshi?
Yeah. And then final question, I guess. Any games from 2017 that you haven't had a chance to purchase but are still wanting to get into this next year?
I don't think so because I did pick up the majority. I wouldn't necessarily mind picking up Doom. I'll be honest, I tried Doom VFR and it was fun, but it didn't seem like the kind of thing I cared to continue to play.
Are you walking in that game in the virtual reality version?
Yeah.
So movement is no different.
Movement is no different except for you do have the ability to teleport. In Doom how you can do the chainsaw kills,
like where you smash their head in.
Yeah, or the close brutal kills.
Yeah.
On VFR, you did that. Those were like these weird teleport kills. But other than that, the rest of it is just basic movement, no problem. And I'm sorry, I guess one game that I would be interested in picking up is the Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 collection.
Oh, yeah, that came out, didn't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed Revelations 1 on 3DS. I never had a chance to finish it. I let somebody borrow it, never got it back. But I enjoyed the episodic nature, and it was back in like an old school Resident Evil style game, and I enjoyed that a lot, and I would love to finish that up.
Oh, I guess another question. Any PlayStation games from this last year that stood out that were amazing experiences for you?
I spent a decent amount of time trying things in VR this year. Star Trek Bridge Crew, phenomenal nerdiness. I mean, it's just amazing. It has a great community. My first day jumping in, I mean, the game had been out for like 7-8 months. So you figure by this point, if there are people playing their old hat, and I jump in and I was just like, hey guys, my first time playing, bear with me if I don't know what I'm doing. And everybody's like, yeah, no problem. Give it a couple days. You'll be a pro. And it was a great community, and having the voice chat, there was an immersion there that I was just playing the game.
Yep.
I also picked up No Heroes Allowed, which is a VR game where you're basically an overlord trying to defeat the heroes trying to defeat you. It's kind of a strategy style game, but I enjoyed that. What else in the VR space really jumped out to me? I don't know. I've also been playing back just through some of the games I've been collecting. I jump into Super Hypercube every once in a while because there's something peaceful about that.
You're above me in score now, right? Is that right? Did you beat me?
Oh yeah, no offense, I beat you early on and you just never caught up.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. That's such a good game though.
Yes.
Yeah, you did not get into Knack 2 like I did. That's masterpiece of the year. Yep.
No, I really didn't. I didn't get into Knack 1, so.
Oh, that's a sleeper hit right there. I'll tell you.
Oh, and you know what? Another, speaking of VR and PlayStation game, came out early in the year, and most people forgot about Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
In
It is
VR.
enjoyable in VR. I never played the other way.
Yeah, I actually have not either. Oh, and Farpoint with the VR
Oh, you
aim
got that.
controller.
How was
Yes,
that?
very good. Sure, the graphics could be a little bit better considering but it's a VR game, and the aim controller is phenomenal. By the way, that's what I
Other games using that? That's what I
uh,
hear. Starting
Doom
to.
Doom VFR did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's very cool. That would make that
Um,
game a lot more enjoyable, I would say.
what I'm tempted to pick up, there is I believe it's a $30 DLC expansion for Farpoint to turn it into a multiplayer shooter.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, if there's enough people playing, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm torn though. But of course, since it's built for the aim controller from the ground up, it's made for it.
Yeah, that'd be solid. Um, and then yeah, last thing I want to talk about, you have a little, you travel a lot, so you
Yes.
have a little portable Switch dock
I
now. Is
got
that
a new
right?
Switch dock. I believe it was the one released by Nyko. I tried to put hands on it, but since I'm getting ready to travel this week, I packed it away somewhere.
Yep.
Um, but it's great because first of all, it's so much easier to dock into because it doesn't have the screen in front for you to scratch up your screen when constantly docking and undocking.
And there's no chance of squishing it in a bag.
That's correct. I mean, it's pretty much flat. So you dock the Switch in, it's got no shield in front of it, and it kind of tilts the Switch back a little bit. So I can take the Joy-Cons off and simply use it as a charging stand. But then I can push a button and it turns into a regular dock where it uses HDMI to send it
Ooh.
to the TV.
I'm looking at the pictures now. Yeah, so you can dock it and then choose whether it actually does it or not.
Yes. And the additional USB ports is nice. I mean, it is a great accessory. I am glad to have it.
As far as the power, do you need to use the Switch adapter, or can you use another power
Yeah.
adapter for it?
You can realistically use any USB-C
Okay,
power adapter with enough power.
yeah, okay, because the official dock, I tried using a 29. I tried using the MacBook power adapter, AC adapter that should
Mhm.
have enough juice, and that does not work with the official dock. So I was curious if this one does.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a separate wall plug that I use to power my Switch on the road. That way, I don't have to unplug my dock, and I don't want to buy another official cable because that's the one area that I'm very disappointed with Nintendo is they went the Sony PS Vita pricing route on their accessories.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
But yeah, I do very much like the dock. And like I said, I love the be able to just use it as a charging stand if necessary, where I can continue to play, which is something you can't do with the standard Switch dock.
True. I do love the fact that the Switch has a home. When I'm done playing, I just pop it in the dock and it charges. Like it is a nice thing. Like my 3DS, like it just dies. I used to have a dock, and then they changed the charging thing, and now I don't have my dock for it.
Yeah, I had for the launch 3DS, I had a um, rechargeable battery that was an induction battery that when I was done playing,
that's
I
cool.
could just set it down and it would start charging there.
Yeah, Club Nintendo had docks that they gave people, and then they got the new 3DS. Like, oh, great, thanks Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then, will the dock work if it's not powered? Could you run the Switch into a TV without the power, or is the power required for HDMI out?
I haven't tried.
Okay, I'll be curious on that. Yeah.
I'm pretty certain that it's going to have power. Either that or it will probably drain the Switch quite fast.
Right. Yeah. Because when it gets in dock mode, it supercharges what it's doing.
Yeah, it's going to be drawing more power and everything, anyways. So
yeah, that'd be
bet
that
you-
experience. Yeah.
yeah, I haven't tried because that's just simply not something I would have thought of.
Are hotels generally pretty good about HDMI access? I don't know.
They're so hit and miss these days. They really
Okay.
are, which is one of the reasons I like a dock that, okay, if I can't use the TV, I can still use the Switch.
Yeah. Now your kind of travel. Would you travel, or I don't know? Are you driving to these trips? Are you in a position where you could bring your VR setup
I am. I drive, and I could. Uh, I
Would
want
you
to
get
say
a Would you get a carrying case to do that? Are you tempted to do that at all?
no. I think when I first got the PSVR, I did do some travel, and I brought it one time, and I'll tell you, it's simply not worth the hassle.
Okay.
Because of the
Because you don't
number.
need to be plugged into TV for that at all, which
No,
is a
um,
nice factor, I guess.
but there is still a cable nightmare going on.
Yes, there is.
That no, when I travel, I mean the Switch is the I bring my Switch and my MacBook, and
Yep.
that's it.
There you go. Cool.
And honestly, I wouldn't bring the MacBook if the Switch had more. It requires two things. One, a web browser to connect to the internet that is available in the majority of hotels,
Mm-hmm.
and two, more video apps. I'm glad we have Hulu, but I'd sell my children if I could get Funimation on there, or VRV or Netflix or the other video services. Basically,
Crunchyroll. Anime.
I yeah. Well, I mean that's Funimation is basically the same thing, just in
Okay,
English.
gotcha.
And my wife isn't a fan of subtitles, so we tend to stick
Okay.
with the English dubs.
Yeah, I like the Japanese audio. I'm playing Xenoblade with Japanese. I just turned Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's got my Japanese audio now. It's
I
pretty
did
great.
keep. I think I have Zelda on Japanese audio.
It's pretty great. The voice
Um,
acting's so much better.
I'll also tell you actually, my Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Heroes, or Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, Warriors.
Yeah,
Um, I apparently whoever sold it through Amazon sold a European copy. So there's some I don't know what the American voices are, but I've got some very pseudo British accents going on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I just thought it was it, and then I was looking at all of my Switch games, and I simply noticed it didn't have the ESRB rating on it; it had the
Mm-hmm.
PEGI rating,
Hey,
and I was like,
region free. Here's to
"Yes,
that.
I no problem." So much so, I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Yes,
Anything else you want to mention or say, or you good?
no, I'm looking forward to this year and seeing where it goes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Nintendo announces at E3. What their big things will be.
Yes, and I mentioned I'm interested in the robot, and I might end up getting the other Labo kit just for my daughter, anyways, because she has her own Switch.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
Oh, if you had two varieties, you could have a duet, a piano duet.
yeah, or maybe we can have a robot battle.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
I've
Thank
already
you.
got the room for the VR.
It's
We can just
true.
stand in there and
There
punch
you
at each
go.
other.
Oh gosh, multiplayer Labo. That should be a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Jason Novak, for your time this morning. It's been wonderful chatting with you. If people want to find more about what you're up to, where can they do that?
I'm not online necessarily a whole lot, but anywhere you look for Risen Devil, that's definitely me. Nintendo Network, PSN, Xbox Live when my Xbox turns on without my permission, that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. And you can check the video version at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And thanks for listening or watching. We'll be back next time for a normal level episode with John and Aaron. Bye bye.